All right. All
All
right.
right, all
Welcome to the
right.
Bread and Hope Show. What's going on, people? What's happening? Hova, what's the deal, man?
Oh man, shoot, man, it's been an interesting past week of sports. We're gonna get on into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would say so. How's the weekend, man?
weekend was good. Yeah, just taking it easy, man. Didn't do a whole lot.
Good.
Had a few chores around the house, but
Yeah,
I
you
was,
know,
there's typical
just,
stuff. Honeydew, honeydew list, all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, get it done before football season.
Yeah. It's like now, it's like, oh, you got nothing but time now, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So yeah, man, just different projects around the house. Nothing big, man. Nothing big. How was your weekend?
Good. It was cool, man. Not bad at all, man. Everything's everything, man. We had a gig last week. Get what church it was from, but it was an empowerment conference that AOS, Atlanta Old School Drummers. We had a
Hmm.
good time. Had a chance to go ahead and throw it down, man. So just gig. When the weather start to get warmer, the gigs start to pick up. So so that's that's
Yeah,
that's that's how that's how it go with us, man. But like you said, man, it's some interesting times with sports, man. We gonna get into it, man. Don't forget about those Bread and Hope brackets, which I think start next week, Hope, if I ain't
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, yeah.
Already. So, get your chops up in terms of what's going on in college basketball. Because the time is here. Bread and Hope brackets on ESPN is public. And so go ahead and get it in. We're gonna talk some college athletics, mostly football. We're gonna talk some WBC action. Some records have been broken in the NBA. We got to talk about that. Last night, Bam out of bio. This been living up under a rock. Everybody heard about that, but I I got some thoughts about that, like a few other people do. We definitely got some Hawks news. We definitely got Hawks news. So we gonna talk about it. We gonna speak on it today. And we're gonna update you on some Falcons news, on some transactions. We got some new people of note that we want to talk about. So hopefully that's it for the most part, man. So I want to welcome all the listeners and viewers to the Bread and Hope Show. If this is your first time, uh, Bread and Hope Show, we are based in Atlanta, Georgia. We talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia, specifically Atlanta, but wherever you from, feel free to either participate in or listen in some kind of way, any way you have. And join us on the Facebook page, too, on the Facebook group page, and let us know what's on your mind. Otherwise, be part of the show like Lou and speak on it. Hover, what you got?
Yeah, man. Just want to go ahead and give some shout outs to the Dirty Bird Nation, NFC South
You.
fans, Falcons first and 10, the Enhanced Sports Show, Mo Brown Sticking Sensation,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
Atlanta Old School Drummers.
Old school. And quick shout out to Hit Squad, Morgan State. Some line.
Oh yeah.
Quick shout out. They trying to do some things up there. Unfortunately, Morgan State lost in the MEAC conference championships. And it's strange how it works with the MEAC all the time because MEAC that's like Howard University, Morgan State, Norfolk State, North
Hmm.
Carolina A&T, all them
Hmm.
schools. And so Morgan was number 2 in the conference. I think Howard is number 1. And in most occasions in the MEAC, it don't matter what you do during the season. All these teams live for is the tournament. That's all they live for
Right.
is the tournament. And usually
Right.
the teams at the bottom of the barrel are usually teams that either end up in the championship or end up in the championship and win. That's why you have crazy teams in the MEAC. Like, why is this team? No. If Delaware State wins the MEAC, then they would definitely be in the play-in game on Tuesday.
Right. So it's unpredictable. You can't say just because the
You're number
top
1 or
team
2,
that
right?
it doesn't work that way.
Right. It's usually somewhere in the bottom, from the middle to the bottom. I don't know what that is, but it's always been that way. But it's always been that way. But look, man, just real quick, man. College athletics. Oh, go ahead, Homer. You got one piece of before I jump into. You got one piece of shout outs you need to complete. Then the hat sports
Uh,
show.
yeah, Enhanced Sports Show. Lou will be joining us shortly.
Lou.
Lou will be
We'll
joining
be
us
doing it so
shortly.
you just know where the spots are in the show. But
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot it.
you gotta look at it, man. You just gotta know where the spots are in the show. But I got you back, brother. So look, man, just real quick, man. Don Trump has gathered had, just real quickly, Charlie Ward and some other players, Nick Saban, some more people in prominent parts of sports to talk about college athletics and to change some things around. It's primarily football, primarily college football. And everybody's been talking about the restructuring of it. I know that the NCAA his continues to make changes as we speak. It's been antiquated for years. But they talked about different things. I know that Trump and Saban and some people just talk about, well, let's just take it back to where it was. It sucked where it was, and right now it's too late because now college football sees how much more money they can make by putting this thing in a tournament form
Yeah,
where it is, and with that in mind, I mean, at this point, the toothpaste is out of the tube now. So there's no way that you can go back. You can't say, well, I'm the president of the United States, so I want you to go back. It ain't that simple. He about to find out it's not that simple. I think he already found out it's not that simple. He's
right.
been in his own little playpen as the president and thinking that he can just say, I want this, I want that. But there's certain things that you just don't have jurisdiction over. You can want it as much as you want. But there's a lot of things that have to be in place, and you can't just turn back the clock. You want to turn back the clock on a lot of things in this country. What sense does it make to go backwards? You want to go back to using a landline? I mean, who wants to do that?
Right.
But
Right.
but I do hope that it sparks the discussion about some things that make sense, such as you probably gonna have to restructure. Let's just say the Power Four. You're gonna have to restructure and say, okay, either you're in or you're out. This is it. Power Four, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, ACC. All right, you're in and out, and based on those teams that are in those conferences, you just restructure the whole thing. You're gonna have a north, south, east, west.
Right.
And so whoever wins those and come out of those regions, that's what college football is gonna be. You're gonna have a top 20. People hate it, but you're gonna have a top 24 eventually. I know SEC Swanky, he hates it. He's fighting against. That's why he didn't want to do it this time. He wanted to up it. And no. We're fine. We're gonna stay where we are for right now because it would diminish the conference championships. But I think it's inevitable. I think conference championships are pretty much gonna go away. I think what's gonna happen is you're just gonna whatever you do in the regular season in your particular region or conference, whoever finishes first, you got it. And they're gonna have tiebreaker mechanisms in place, and that you're not gonna play for it. It's based on what you did. Because a lot of people say the argument was, John Saunders would talk about it years ago, rest in peace, is that he hates the playoff system. He's like, no, let's just keep it the way it is. AP you just pick people who go in there and y'all just go to bowl game. But the thing, because he said that playoffs would diminish conference championships and the regular season wouldn't mean as much. I understood where he was coming from, but in today's world of where we are, I think it means something to a point with the regular season because right now I think I don't know, within 5-6 years, man, you probably gonna see this thing jump up to 24 teams. It's gonna restructure over, and you're gonna see, just so that they don't have to, SEC don't have to worry about playing an extra game and then losing in the first round. Because that's the problem. you got teams that's making the conference championships. Okay, I'm the Big Ten champion. I'm the SEC champion, and you turn around the very next, where the next week you get a bye, but 2 weeks later you so rusty you don't know how to play football no more. All of y'all losing, and Indiana is the exception to the rule. They're just the exception. I wouldn't expect it anymore. Everybody else who win your champion, you playing an extra game, it's not working. The first round bye is not working for that. So that's in short what I think they should. I think that's where we're going. I think that's basically kind of probably need what you need to be talking about. People and one last thing, Hope, I'm gonna let you have it. One last thing I'll say about it. I don't think the NIL is the root of the issue of the problem in college football. I think it's part of it. I think it's a symptom, but I don't think it's a root. I think the root of it is the transfer portal. I think the portal is the root of it. There needs to be some kind of control mechanism over the portal. So okay, so coaches have some time, 2 years, you get some kind of commitment with this money. So okay, we paying you, but okay, we need some kind of commitment. And with that commitment, you got to stay with this team as an active member of the roster for 2 years. And after that, if you want to transfer, you can transfer. Not this 1 year here, 1 year there, and then all these years of eligibility, all this kind of stuff. It's too confusing, makes no sense. And so I think this is it's to the point now where it's kind of semi-professional. At this point, they're making money. And school is a business. School can have it's a business. And people, I think the notion of it being amateur sport, I think amateur sports is, probably mid majors, and your Division III schools, your MEACs, all them kind of folks, your Clark Atlantas. Sorry, Clark, I love Clark, but you know what I'm saying. That's your college athletics. That's your smaller schools. Your big time D1 schools. Nah, Hope, they semi-pro. You get paid as such. It's a different level. You do things different. That's all I got with that, Hope. I just had to get that out.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with everything you said, man. I think it's definitely semi-pro. You know, that's one of the things that kind of separated the NFL from collegiate football.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, was getting paid.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so now you know college athletes are getting paid. And I mean, and honestly, some of them, depending on your position, for example, like Archie Manning, he's getting paid more than probably some NFL guys, rookies,
I agree. I agree.
you know, already. So,
Yeah, I
he's
mean that's
he's
that's what.
all
Yeah,
he's already getting NFL. I mean, to be quite honest, he's getting NFL money. So
yeah,
while
yeah,
while he's in college, I mean, if you look at
yeah.
all what goes along with his brand, I mean, his brand is
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
So, yeah, man. So I think maybe you're right. There should be some limitations somewhere along the way with the transfer portal. Um, no doubt about it. The college football playoff is definitely going to extend to more teams, and
mm-hmm.
it's simply because it's all about it's dollars, man. It's all about the
It's
money.
dollars. Yeah, yeah, it is,
So
man.
and the viewership, as we know, the viewership is there. Is there. I
Yeah.
mean, people, it's like the hot ticket, no doubt about that.
Oh
When the
yeah,
playoffs
yeah.
kick off.
Viewership is there. Yeah, it's there. Yeah. I
So
mean that's
so so
they debunked
yeah,
all that. Yeah. Just
yeah. The views are there, the money's there, everything. Just all of it makes sense. So yeah, man. It's gonna be it's an interesting time now in college football.
yeah,
But yeah, it's definitely gonna extend to more teams. I agree with you. As far as the
yeah,
conference
yeah,
play, conference championships, yeah, I can see. I still think it's still going to carry some kind of weight for college playoff positioning.
yep. I agree.
That's pretty much
I
all.
agree.
That's all. That's really all it's
Yep,
about.
yep.
Because you got to have some kind of structure there. I think it just makes it
Mm-hmm.
easier to, now, the reason why it's going to go extend to more teams because of what happened last year with Notre Dame and
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think also, when you combine the top four, you just throw Notre Dame in there, because really, basically, I think you just restructure. The conference, the Big Ten is called something else. SEC is, I mean, SEC used to be the SWC or whatever back in the day. So you can change your name. Things change all the time. So you can change it, throw Notre Dame, and they fit somewhere, and they're gonna have to get in one. There'll be no more independence. No more. You're gonna be
Yeah,
part of this organization. So there are no independents anymore. So they're gonna have to join the North Conference or whatever that is. And I think that's just what it is. And plus, Big Ten's gonna have the most money anyway. So I mean, but I think that
yeah, and I think too, not to poo-poo on James Madison, but you know,
right.
James Madison against Oregon. I mean, I think
Yeah.
nobody really, we want to be able to,
Yeah.
at least get a better matchup.
Yeah. Well,
I
but I
mean,
don't think you see James
and I'm
Madison.
not,
You're
yeah,
not gonna see him
yeah, and
anymore.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
poo-poo on. I mean, because they had a hell of a
Right, right,
season.
right.
It's just the matchup, right? It's just the
Right.
matchup.
It will be an arena for those types of teams. They won't be part of this. So in the new organization, the James Madisons of the world and the San Diego States and all those kind of folks that are, good teams, have good successful seasons. But when you put them on the big stage, you already know what it is.
Yeah,
And so don't put
yeah,
them in that, we already know. So you need to be put somewhere that fits. And that's going to be the NIT of football. They're going to have their own little system, bowl games or tournaments or whatever. Hey, if AP want to, whatever, they're going to have their own arena. And they may stay NCAA. But I think this new faction is going to lead NCAA. And NCAA can continue to have the James Madisons of the world and everybody else.
yeah,
Yeah, that's just kind of my thing. But look, man, like I said, it's never done. It's always can talk college football, man. Always. Sorry. So I'm gonna move past the Braves for right now, Ho, if you don't mind,
yeah.
because we ain't got no but injuries and bad news anyway. The World Baseball Classic, man. The USA was winning until they were not. So they ran into a buzzsaw, which is Italy, and looks like Mexico is running in that same bus all tonight, but they're threatening. So USA, you need Mexico to win, by some certain type of metric. And if they win, but if they don't win, that's fine because they have two losses. And then the top two teams making in the Group B, which is Italy, USA, Mexico.
Hmm.
They got someone in Brazil, and they ain't gonna make it. I don't think they won a game all tournament. Brazil and what's the other team? England or something like that. Not England, but United Kingdom or something. UK, somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think they did win one game. So yeah, man. I think but the US is they go Italy. So but I mean, I think the thing about the U.S. dropping that big game to Italy last night, man. I mean, they took the boys for granted, man. They thought they had it in the bag. They partied, they drank, they had a good time. They thought it was over when they beat Mexico. Beat Mexico, man. Oh, Italy, oh yeah, they got a nice little run, but they ain't got no ballers. Man, Italy came like a buzzsaw, ran through the U.S. man. So
right.
they didn't make pitching change ups and stuff till like late in the game, seventh, eighth inning, some crazy stuff, man. It was poorly managed, poorly played, poorly prepared. It's the worst I've seen them in this entire tournament. But sometimes you need your ass kicked like that, Hope. And sweat it out. And so maybe that's a lesson, hopefully a lesson learned for the US if they're able to move forward. Because there's no guarantee they're gonna move forward. So all eyes on Italy.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with that. I'm pretty sure their next opponent they won't take lightly.
New. No, they will not. I hope not for their sake. So just to let the listeners know, we watching. You're watching. It's something to do. I much rather. I think it's more interesting. I much rather watch, the baseball classic than the Grapefruit League. So,
Yeah, yeah, I agree with
it's a
that.
little bit more exciting. And my other team is I'm gonna go and put it out that whole. I think I told you my other squad I'm keeping an eye on is Dominican Republic. Keep my eye
Hey,
on the DR.
they actually look good though. They look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Braves. We've had a pretty good reputation of getting good players from there and really from everywhere, really. But definitely DR got some ballers down there, man. And I hope Valenzuela loses so we can get Ronald Acuna Jr. back as soon as possible for the Braves. Healthy. Let's go,
Uh,
Dominica. Dominica, let's go. So at any rate, hey, let me move on to Bam Adebayo real quick. Over. I'll cut to the chase, man. He scored 33. He scored 83 points in a game last night. In a game. We saw Booker do it a couple years ago, scored like 70 points or something like that in the game, 70, 71, whatever it was. And so now you get Bam Adebayo. Of course, Miami Heat fans are ecstatic. Oh, he's the greatest. He's better than Kobe, blah, 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 whatever. They in their feelings right now. Then, of course, you got the Kobe Bryant fan. Like, he ain't, forget that. He ain't the same level. And so you got everybody all over the place. You got a generational thing now, too. Old school, kind of like, I don't know, Wilt still number one. Then the new generation, like, shoot, we ain't even got no fame. I don't think he really did it. It ain't on TV. The game went down, so he didn't do it.
right.
Like old school, like shoot, they had statisticians, they had people keeping stats. So the people who kept the stats, why would they fudge that? They whether it was 99, 100, 80, whatever, he scored a lot of points in that game. It happened to be 100. And he took the
Yeah,
point. That's the best he could do back then. Basketball wasn't all that back then the way it is now. So it is what it is. So everybody's got feelings all over the place about this Bam Adebayo thing. It was against the Washington Wizards. They said, well, shoot, Kobe played against Toronto Raptors. Yeah, but Toronto Raptors actually tried to stop it. Watch the Wizards. They just no. They put Bam Adebayo on the line. What 43 times? What? Are you kidding me? 43? Man, get out of here. So it's a lot of this hope. I'm trying to kind of, like I told you earlier, I'm trying to figure out how to put this in the right context. Yeah, it's an accomplishment. 83 points ain't no joke. I mean, if it's that easy to do, how come Kevin Durant hadn't done it yet? I'm quite sure if he wanted to, he probably could, but he hasn't. So it's quite the accomplishment. Everybody can't. Michael Jordan can't even say he did that. It's great. Dominique, one of the great. There's a lot of great scorers in the league who have not done that. So, okay, he scored 83. He's number 2 on the list behind Wilt. Some people want to put him number 1. Uh, no, he's number 2. Statistically speaking, he's number 2. But you got to put this in context in terms of all the things that. And one thing I think about too, Hobart, is he's got 2 of the greats that he's sandwiched in between. You got Wilt Chamberlain, which is one of the greats of all time, great big men of all time. That's number 100 points. Got Kobe Bryant, which is one of the greats of all time that played the game. And then you got Bam Adebayo. And so Bam is a very good player. Don't get me wrong. Bam is not trash. If anybody says Bam is trash, you don't know nothing about basketball. And you ain't seen this man play. Bams. He play. And no doubt about that. He's been a consistent player over the years. If not, he had some injuries that kind of set him back. But look, this man can ball. I mean, he's a very good player. But is he great? I wouldn't go as far as to say he was a great player. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't know. I want somebody to tell me, like, Bread, man. Look, man. I done see more games, Bam, than you, man. And Bam is just great. They just haven't won a championship. He's kind of like a Charles Barkley, one of the greats that have not won a championship.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, man. I think I probably want to bring Lou on this one. But
Perfect timing.
Lou,
Perfect
hey,
timing.
what's up, Lou?
Lou,
Evening, gentlemen.
how you
Hey,
doing, man?
Lou.
All right. 83 points.
Yeah,
That's insane. That's just insane.
83 points is 83 points. I mean, that's a lot
Yeah,
of
but
work.
it's so unheard of.
Yeah, no, you don't do it every day.
yeah. I mean, if you look at the stats of the game, I mean, he like you said, Brett. I mean, he shot. He was at the free throw 43 times.
23
So
times.
so he that was
Yes.
that's a lot of fouls, man. I mean, he was getting fouled
Yeah.
like crazy. Um, and you look at all the other players on the Miami Heat team. I mean, the other highest for his total points was a guy named Simone Fontecchio.
Right.
Fontecchio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
18. Yeah, he had 18 points.
But on a team
Um,
where you have Tyler Hero,
yeah, but he wasn't
Right.
playing though.
but he wasn't playing. But look, should the coach? I mean, the game was in hand. It was up by like 28, like in the fourth, something ridiculous. It was just the game was over in the fourth. The game was just over. Should the coach have just taken Bam out the game and like, look, man, I want you to score a lot of points, and I'm gonna keep this man healthy. We don't need to prove a point. Or was he right to say, oh, I think Bam was on a heater. I think I'm feeling history right here. This man has scored a lot of points, 31 in the first quarter or something like that. That was ridiculous. And so it's like, what do you side on? Because I've heard that the coach probably should have taken him out of the game, or was he right for leaving him in the game when the game really wasn't in question?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, when I look at the
Yeah.
total score of the game, it's like 129 to 150. I mean, Miami Heat scored 150 points. But Washington scored 129 points.
Yeah.
So it was, where's the
Even that.
defense? But
What defense?
um, yeah, it wasn't any defense in this game.
No.
Personally, maybe the coach could have taken Bam out. But I
He could
mean,
have, but should he?
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, right. What say you, Luke?
Yeah, because there have been other games where the high score by point they take him out like at the fourth quarter and whatnot, but I don't know why they didn't take Bam out. I mean, the game was well in hand. 80 points. I mean, he's seen his day. I mean, I think maybe he was trying. He knew he was going to break the record. I mean, that record I don't think is ever going to be broken. You just figured, you got the game well in hand. You've outplayed everybody. What was left? I mean, when I heard it was 83 points, like he did what?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
I mean, personally, I
it's
think he was
kind of
shot
like
60.
yeah, but even when Kobe scored his 80 some points, but he scored it on a simple fact that they were losing.
Right.
Um,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
he had to score. He had to score
He can score
points.
80 points and lose.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah,
can't score it. Yeah, because he was like, I mean, when the game was in question, he was like had 70 points in the fourth, in the game, and he was exhausted. He wanted to sit down, but he's like, look, my team need me. I got to, you know, Kobe, like, I got to get it out, whatever it takes. And so,
it just seemed like to me, with the Bam situation. I mean, congratulations to him, but it seemed like to me, um,
Yeah.
they allowed him to stack points on an inferior team. I mean, that's what it
yeah,
seems like to me.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, it's like if you're into playing video games, it's like always playing the game on junior varsity level or beginning level, and you can't stay I mean, you can't stay there forever and then claim that, yeah, man, I'm great on this
Right.
game. I'm beating all these teams by 30 points. I mean, that's kind of what happened. And then, that's kind of what happened. And so guys, it's kind of like an outlier to me because, again, You got great players, great scores, Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, and then Bam Adebayo. Like who this? Who this guy? Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe he wins the championship. Maybe it would help. But I don't think Miami's competitive, but I don't think they're gonna win no championships anytime soon. Not the way that they're constructed
Yeah.
with Bam Adebayo. So
But are we going to see a trend now where teams playing an inferior team and they got a player who's hot, let them stack points? I
that's
mean, I don't know. I
yes.
mean that I mean that's what I think was going to come from this. Who's going to be the next Bam?
Oh, it's gonna happen sooner than later.
There is
I think
one.
it's going to happen sooner. Yeah, I think it's going to happen sooner than later too.
I, I,
Yeah.
It could be. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. I think I know who it's going to be.
Who is it?
Ant-Man
You mean?
in Minnesota.
I,
I
I,
think
I think
Oh,
Ant-
yeah.
I think if they get to a team that's an inferior team and they say, "Hey, Ant, we're gonna let you go for the record tonight. Stack those points, bro."
I'm going to put it to you. Yeah, yeah, that's a good guess. I would not disagree. Uh,
That's
I
just
think,
my guess, but yeah.
You may be right about that, but I don't know how's he gonna stack up with the next game. I mean, 83 points. I don't think you're gonna see that again. From him. Or
not from
anybody.
him.
Well,
No, yeah,
yeah,
not from him.
Two in a row.
Yeah, if they play the Wizards, maybe.
Well, okay, the Wizards or the Sacramento Kings. Oh boy.
Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
but
Kings.
look, man,
Don't we all?
only about a year or two ago, Luca scored like 2 years ago. Luca scored like 70 something odd points against the Hawks. And the
Yeah, and
Hawks,
you know what's
Yeah.
funny?
Hawks went to the
And
playoffs.
they're
I mean,
You know,
they were
I,
still a playing team,
but you know it
I
was
mean,
funny. I was at that game,
see,
but here's the thing though. That game was a competitive game. It wasn't
yes.
just you had a team just losing by so many. I mean, the Hawks were in the game. Luca, it was kind of reminded me of Kobe game a little bit. Luca kind of had to he had to score those points.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So hopefully you bring up an excellent point because, and he scored like what 70, 71, 73, something like that, 70
Yeah,
points.
73 points.
73, yeah. So he scored 73 points. I think that Luca's 73 points
With that
is
horrible
more
game,
impressive against the Hawks than Bam Adebayo's 83 points against the Wizards.
And here's the funny part: being at that game, he could have easily probably scored 80, easily, possibly if
Yes.
the game had a let's just say because it was close to almost going into overtime. So
Yeah. So if he went into overtime, more likely he would have surpassed 81. Whatever
I
that
think
number
he would
was.
have. Whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So so
Mhm.
and I think that's what that's what I'm getting at. Is context is everything. And that's all I'm trying to do is get this information in terms of putting it all in context about what it means. And I think that when you let a player like Bam Adebayo go off like that,
Yeah.
I mean it's part of the Wizards' fault too. But I think that as the coach, you got to put in some controls and say, look, I got to protect the game too. It's not like he was playing against Detroit, or Boston or somebody or New York. Played against the Wizards, and so you got to put it out. And the game was, and so as the coach, I'm like, look, man, I know he on a heater, but I got to protect the thing of the game. If I let this man go for past 81, then it's not gonna look right. That's the integrity of the game needs to be preserved. That would be my opinion, and that's
Yeah.
why I got to pull him out. And
but
so and
but
and,
do
and
you
that
think?
would have been my thing.
But do you really think? I mean, I hear what you're saying, Brad. That's probably the morally right thing to do.
I'm the
But I don't
coach.
think.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm the
but I
coach.
don't. I
I'm the coach. I can do what I want to do.
I don't.
That,
I
but that
don't.
was
I don't.
that,
I
I
don't.
get what you're saying.
I don't
If a
think. I
player
don't
look
think any coach. I don't think any coach is gonna think of it that way. If they
well,
got a
well, I,
player that's hot, they just gonna let him run and stack points.
well, you know where I got that from? I got that from Sam. what's Sam's last name from used to coach Sam Mitchell. That's where I got that from. Sam said he would have pulled it.
No, I
Sam would have
mean, but
pulled it.
no,
And, and,
I
and
don't disagree
I
with
agree
that.
with Sam on that.
I think that's
But
the
I get
morally, ethically, or to
but I
keep
get
the
what you're
integrity.
saying
I
though.
agree with that. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
because I get it. He on the heater, ESPN is there. Everybody just kind of like, yay, 83 points, woo. But and he let him do it. And we talking about it because it is an accomplishment. I can't say it's not because it is an accomplishment. You don't see it every
Trust me,
day.
it's gonna happen again.
But
Yeah.
No doubt
and
about that. I think it's
and
gonna
and,
happen again this season. As a matter of
and
fact,
you and hopefully you're correct, but that's my problem because when it happens again, it probably won't be Luka.
no,
No.
It probably won't be KD. Not at this point in
no.
his career. It won't be LeBron. It won't be Steph. It won't be those guys. I like Ant Man. Ant Man's a good thing.
Hey, man.
That is very believable against a struggling squad, maybe a more competitive game. I see that happening in a more competitive game, and I think that if he scored 83 and Bam's with his 83, I think that people would be comparing the two and saying, well, hell, Ant Man's a better player, number one. you know, and number two, the type of team he's getting. The game was probably on the line. So you the context of it makes a difference. Other than if you got a player, let's just say, what's our Hawks guy name? Alexander.
Jalen Johnson.
No.
Allen. Oh,
Ale-
yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know his first. Yeah, yeah. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about though.
To go Alexander Walker. And so he can shoot. That brother can flat out play. I mean, he just need the Hawks are giving him the vehicle to go ahead and the green light to do it. And somebody like him, for instance, and he goes out there and he can score 82 points in
Yes.
somewhat the same fashion that Bam did, Adebayo did. Playing against an inferior team, playing against the Pelicans. They trying to go for or somebody whoever trying to go for a lottery pick or Sacramento, and they going for a lottery pick. They're just done. They're not playing no kind of defense. Game not on the line, and he on a heater. And so, oh, okay, Bam can do it. We can do it too. And so now you set the precedence, and Alexander Walker is by means is a good player. I don't know if he's a very good player like Bam, but he's a good player, and he can be on a heater. And he scored 82. Now what are we looking at? And so now that's what I'm saying, Hova. Now the waters are muddy now in terms of scoring these points. And I think that we are also in a league to where it's easier to kind of score points in this kind of league. Ain't anybody playing no defense, especially the bad team. They playing even worse defense. Good teams ain't playing great defense. They playing all right defense because you can't touch nobody now.
Yeah.
You can't put a hand. You can't,
Yeah.
everybody, you can play zone. You can't play man no more. 3 seconds get called on you in 2 seconds. So we in that the league, Lou, the game has changed. And so
Dramatically, over
and
since I grew
right,
up. Yeah.
yeah. And so the commissioners want to see scoring. They don't want to see a whole lot of defense because they want more casual fans in the seats and watching the game. You get casual fans not by watching, Pistons, Chicago level defense from old school and folk get to fight. No, we want to see back and forth scoring, even with the bad team. We want to see the
Yeah.
ball going to wicket as many times as possible. And that's where we are. So the game has changed, Lou, like you say, since we came up. And Hova,
Mhm.
the game to change drastically, and us being the old man get out my yard, we just trying to keep up
Yeah.
and trying to understand this new brand of basketball that we witnessing. That's kind of so that's why I'm just trying to say we just trying to me trying to struggle to kind of put this in the right context in terms of what does it mean historically and how much weight does it hold over, let's say, Kobe or even
Mhm.
Luca, and I'm just kind of like, he got the point, but it can happen again sooner than later. It'll be more
Right.
common. So
Right.
that's kind of where I am. I'll put it to rest, y'all. I'll put it to rest. We done beat this horse to a pulp. This is what I want to talk about, guys. Hawks win 7 straight. Hawks are on a heater, but they're being teams. They're beating teams they're supposed to beat. You know, Dallas, Milwaukee, whoever else that falls in there. So, the deal is Hawks, just like many teams in the NBA, Lou, have these promotions. I don't think New York really needs it. It's New York. New York sells themselves, and they're winning.
Yeah, they do.
The Lakers sell them, but I've seen stuff like, but Lakers, they kind of sell themselves too. But all the other teams, all the other 30 teams in between, we have to work to get people to the game. Because teams like the Hawks, for instance, they're like in, they're mediocre land. They're in purgatory. They're not up, they're not down, they're just kind of in the middle. They're just there.
Yeah.
So as an owner and marketing crew, you're trying to get more people to the game. So they had Magic City Monday promotion. This is not the first thing we've had. We've had that Martin Luther King thing to promotion to wear on Martin Luther King Day. They had the MLK on the chest. Nice touch, black and gold. They had the little the cathedral church glass, stained glass on the court some kind of way or whatever. The choir came out there and performed. It was a thing. And with all of that, people had problems with that. I'm not going there. I'm gonna just leave it there. So Lou, the Atlanta Hawks, I'm sure you've heard about it up in New York area. So the Atlanta Hawks had a promotion for Magic City Monday, this Monday coming up, next Monday.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows Atlanta's kind of like a lot of cities, but Atlanta is a hub for adult nightlife, adult club, adult dance club. Mm-hmm. And so one of the more famous clubs really in the Southeast, other than Strawberry down there in Miami, which was Luke's old club, is Magic City. All the players, all the athletes, all the who's who, all the artists, all the, anybody goes through Magic City. You young, especially, if you're a young man, young person, that's just what you do. It's part of being in Atlanta. And so, even when the Atlanta United won their cup, MLS Cup, they took the cup to Magic City to celebrate. That's how big Magic City is in the South, here in Atlanta. Everybody knows about it. And they have excellent wings. They probably the top 5 best wings you're going to have in the state of Georgia is in Magic City. I'll just be frank. They put the lemon peppers just right. They crispy. If you don't get them wet, you get them nice and and they make them just right. So the wings alone are just excellent. So Hawks were going to have a promotion. They had these nice hoodies. It just said Magic City. Didn't have any kind of silhouettes or nothing like that on it. Adult dancers. It just had Magic City in the front. It had the Atlanta Hawks. Had this symbol right here in the back with the peach color. They might have had a hawk thing on the side. That was, and the hoodie was black. And so purple and peach trim. Awesome. I mean, I think they sold out. I mean, so many people got those hoodies and they're gonna wear them to the game. They're going to have a special on lemon pepper wings. Because if you remember Lou Williams, when we had the pandemic, he snuck off, wasn't supposed to be in a bubble, snuck off to Magic City to get some lemon pepper wings. That's how he got the nickname Lemon Pepper Lou. So everybody, what?
All that?
Right, yeah, that's the thing. So it's the wings, and T.I. was gonna perform, so big time Atlanta rapper, everybody knows T.I. And so he's got a new album coming out, so it's perfect timing for him to come out there and celebrate. And I think they were sold out, and that's it. Everybody had to understand. Nobody was expecting, adult dancers to come out there dance. That was never part of it. If you've been to an Atlanta Hawks game, I mean, people are there, but you kind of know. But it's just Atlanta. It's what it is, and so you weren't gonna get that. You're gonna get a regular halftime with the dance. The dance probably do more for the Atlanta Hawks than they do at Magic City. They ain't wearing that much more clothing than they do in Magic City. So and it's a culture vibe in Atlanta. You know, Atlanta, you're gonna always have the stars and the who's who there. That's all that it was. So you had a couple of folk, you know, Al Horford and Luke Krokosak, whatever his name is, for San Antonio, had something to say about it. They didn't like the promotion. It's degrading the women. It was bad for the game of basketball, bad for NBA. Don't do it. And so he went for us to write a long letter to Adam Silver. Now, prior to this, uh, Steve Cooney, the Hawks CEO, said that it was approved by the league. Oh yeah, we talked to the league. Whether we league representatives, what they represent. If they didn't talk to Silver, they spoke to his representatives, who's supposed to represent him when this stuff come across the desk. So he said we got the green light from the league. So what happened the, within a week's time or 2 weeks time to all of a sudden Adam Silver comes out and say, you know, we don't support this promotional effort by the Atlanta Hawks. You know, we're changing, and why be hypocritical at this time? You're trying to be holier than now about the Hawks promotion, which none of that stuff's going on. It's just you know, when you're dying to get to Las Vegas, which is the home of prostitution and gambling. So you can have a whole NBA weekend, All-Star weekend in Vegas, where it's got all of this stuff. And that's why people are going to go and spend a lot of money in NBA weekend, because they got all of this stuff. That's gambling and prostitution and all of these things going on that people, you know, you don't have to partake in all that stuff. But I'm just saying that it's there for people, you know, who do that kind of stuff.
And so more stuff.
All of that, all the action, all the gambling. We don't have gambling in Georgia. You know, we don't have prostitution is not legal in Georgia. You know, but you know, these guys just, you know, hitching on to something that everybody. It's a subculture in Atlanta. It's a subculture. Some people didn't have a problem with it. That's why it was sold out. You know, but I'm like, shoot, why you think? I mean, you know, it's kind of funny to me because it's like, what you think gonna happen at the game? Ain't nobody dancing at the game, man. That ain't happening. That was never part of the deal. That was never gonna happen. But I think they were just wanting to pay homage to, you know, just some of the subculture and showing that they were in tune with, you know, just part of what was going on in the fabric of the city. In addition to the Peachtree, when you see the Peachtree jerseys, and also when you see the MLK, which we haven't won an MLK in a long time, and when we wear the throwbacks. And so, you know, the Hawks have been big when it comes to that kind of stuff, to really just try to put butts, no pun intended, butts in the seat on Magic City Monday.
Yeah, right.
Butts in the seat, but not on the floor. So,
right.
So I was kind of laughing when I heard about it. Oh, they got away with it. Okay, cool. You know, we see what happens, and that's it. And that's all I got, guys. I don't, you know, I just think that it was hypocritical for Silver to kind of, you know, backtrack on this whole thing. I didn't see it as a real big deal. And folks like, well, we got kids. It's a family thing. I like, well, what do you think is going to happen there? People are going to have a whole bunch of, and they're still going to wear a whole lot of. It's a Magic City shirt. It's going to say Magic City. And everybody, if you know, you know. And if you don't, if you want to shelter your kid from, just hey, it's just you know, you learn about it when you get older. Shut up. Or you're like, yeah, man, you know, you old enough. That's where you want to be, but you ain't old enough yet, kid. You know, let me get you a hot dog and some lemon pepper wings. That's how you handle it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I think I'm just gonna add two real quick, 1 to 2 minutes to it. But yeah, I think I think exactly. I agree with your point. It was approved, and then all of a sudden it was canceled. And so you think about, well, why was it canceled? Well, the only thing I could come up with is the fact that the NBA felt that somewhere along the way, is it sending the right message to the younger generation? You know, is this sending the right message to say that we're sponsoring or promoting a adult night theme club for the younger generation? What kind of message is that sending? I think they threw a lot of they put too much ethno. How can you put it? They try to be correct, or try to come at it morally to say, okay, how is a family of little ones going to explain the promotion tonight? You know, how is that gonna how does it, or and not even that, how does it represent the league in itself that we're promoting adult
Yeah.
entertainment? So that's really what it came down to. And so instead of having PR on it and thinking, to get away from that situation, they felt it was best to just cancel it. Even though they may have been on board, but they
Yeah.
felt that it's probably best to just cancel this promotion. Me personally, do I think it was the right thing to do? I don't know. I don't. I
Well,
I think I think your point. That's why I agree with your point, Brad. About, okay, well, what kind of message is the NBA sending? Being in Vegas, where of course legalized prostitution is there. You know,
Yeah,
or does it really?
and
Or
yeah,
does it really matter? It doesn't. It doesn't really matter.
it didn't matter, right? Right. Then, and I'm sorry,
right.
Hope, just real quick is that also it's league wide promotion of what do they call it? Pride. They have Pride nights,
Okay.
right? The league. That's a league supported thing. It's not an Atlanta thing, and
Okay.
so and so there was some outcry about it, but the league kind of squashed it because they could. And so, with Pride Night,
Well,
is it,
but
and you're like, oh man,
but
I
to
don't want
your
to take my
point
kid to
though,
Pride Night. Do I don't
but
that's in the bad
no, no,
for
no,
my
but
kids.
but
I
but you
don't
bring
want
you bring no, you bring up a good point about the pride thing, but at the same time, when you talk about the pride part of it, pride politics it's accepted. It's that situation. I mean,
it's
there
right. It's
it's bigger.
become
It's
accepted.
bigger. It's bigger than the NBA. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
it
become
is
accepted.
that yeah. It's become accepted, right?
But
Not everyone is saying
because
it.
they concerned wouldn't have agreed with that at all.
But if it wasn't accepted to the point to where it is now, maybe it
Mm-hmm.
may be, or it might be. But when you look at
Yeah.
the adult entertainment side of things, that still got a black eye. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's we know it's there, but it doesn't. It just. I don't see where it's accepted to the point of the pride situation where politics is involved.
Mm-hmm. And I would not have. And for me, if you're gonna cut it off at the beginning, and we're not talking about this. It's like, yeah, they try to do the best, yeah. But if you do it, then all of a sudden a week later, you gonna renege and act like that you ain't. This is my first time hearing of it. But then you, at the same breath, you saying, "Well, folk been telling me A, B, C, and D." You knew about it.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you did an about face. That's my biggest problem with it. It's like
The
if you're
only
gonna
reason,
cut it off at the knees early. Don't let this thing linger. But I think it worked to Atlanta's favor. You know why? Because they sold tickets, they sold out, they made a lot of money, they made a lot of money on these hoodies.
right?
They're gonna make a lot of money on these wings on Monday night, and everybody gonna be tuned in on Monday night just to see who gonna have the match city trip. So
Yeah,
it all
yeah,
works
yeah,
for the
yeah,
home field.
yeah,
It
yeah.
works for
You're
the home
right. I mean, regardless of the,
Yep.
yeah, it's still, in my opinion, I think it's still on. You're just saying the promotion is canceled,
field. Right,
but
right.
the activities that we still had planned are still happening,
Those
right?
things, a lot of those
So
things are still going.
they're still moving forward. So it's kind of like, okay, but I don't. I just think that personally, I think that um, there was just so much. I think what happened was, I think the NBA was looking at what kind of feedback that was coming in, or criticism,
Mm-hmm.
and even from, even from NBA players. Then they felt like, okay, well, maybe this does this has some weight to it. Did maybe
Mm-hmm.
you had these guys kind of moving the needle. You mentioned
Mm-hmm.
Al Horford, and I forgot the other guy, but they kind of moved the needle a little
Yeah,
bit
here's
to
some loose
make to
something,
make
and
them to make them think about, okay, well, maybe they got a good, maybe there is something, they got something there.
yeah, and you're right, and I think overall, I think there's always been especially in the Bible Belt states in this country, there's always been a fight, against the adult establishments. It's just always been that way, So the preacher, the way it works in Georgia, Lewis, that the preacher come up here and talk about, say that it's wrong, but then and at night when you can't find him, he had the adult establishment that he
Yeah,
just
he's at
preached
the
about.
establishment.
Right, that's how it works.
Right.
and
Of course.
that's how it works down here, man. So,
But you know
so
how they could have really, you know what though, to be honest though, man,
yeah,
I think they really could have made this promotion a whole. They could have, if they had been a little bit more creative. I know
yeah,
they did the
I
hoodie
agree.
thing and
I
all
agree.
that, but
I agree.
maybe if they had a did some kind of where they kind of made it to where, okay, all the proceeds and stuff going into these wings is going to the children's
Children's health, children's
healthcare hospital.
healthcare
You know,
hospital, right? Children's health care. Yeah, I
if you
agree.
put some, yeah, if you throw something onto it like that, it gives it a better leg to
Great,
stand
going
on.
to Grady. A lot of people they claim
Greater,
Grady
whatever the
baby
case, yeah,
going to
or
Grady.
even helping the homeless, whatever it could be anything. But I'm
Yeah,
just
it could
saying,
be anything. I agree. I think, and I agree with. Let me jump on this real quick. I'm gonna let Lou talk. And is that I agree with that. I think Hawks Promotions could have done a better job in been taking it just one step further to be more creative, like you say, in terms of where the money going, the proceeds, all that kind of stuff. Even with the wings, all that. And I think that they were not clear also in the beginning that look, man, we had to hear on whatchamacallit, I mean, we kind of assumed it. Nah, I ain't gonna be no dancers there, but I think
Yeah.
they should have made it very, very clear, abundantly clear about what was going to be happening at this event. Look, up front, no, this ain't, we ain't none of this is involved. All the proceeds we get is gonna go here, it's gonna go there, promote the wings, have a chicken wing on there to say, man, people think it's a chicken wing spot. Just put a chicken wing on the whatever, drumstick or something like that. You could have done a lot more things creative with it to say, ah, dang, I don't even think about it. I mean, those that know, but I think the other side of it, whole, if you make it too good, the kid like, I want one, baby, you
I'm
can't
sure you
have that, baby, you can't have that shit. So that's how that. Go ahead, Lou. What's your thoughts, Lou? We've been going on and on. What you got,
yeah, I
Lou?
know, but I'm just agreeing with what you said about it. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
okay,
It's a very interesting subject, but at least everybody's kind of talking about Atlanta in a kind of funny way.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's kind of funny to me. And how seriously kind of people want to kind of jump on us. It's not that serious, guys.
No, no,
no, I
You
agree
go,
with that. It's not, yeah, yeah.
yeah, you go to a Hawks game, man, and I mean, people look like, I mean, you see people dress like they going to and usually they are in Atlanta. People dress like they going to the club after the game, and so Atlanta sees that, and what Atlanta has done a
they
lot of
are.
times, right? And so that's why they have performances. They have, I think, Ti
Yeah.
performing after the game, not half. Either it's halftime or after the game. Ho,
I
Yeah.
think halftime.
it's a halftime. There ain't no time there for
Yeah,
Ti. But I know that they had a promotion where one of the rappers, I think it was Jeezy, did a concert after the game, and so people didn't have to leave the game, so they kept the bars and everything open for those to stick around for that. And so they try to keep people and keep the money there and keep it flowing, so people don't have to leave, and you can have a multi-purpose event going on other than a Hawks game. Because the Hawks ain't winning. I mean, they're winning now. I mean, but on normally a Hawks is just they up and down, and so you got to get people inside to spend money, and you got to get people in. So the marketing team has to get creative in terms. And I think that Hova, they should do like the Braves. I think the Braves are probably number one at this thing because they had Outcast night. You remember that? And they got
oh yeah,
Outcast
yeah,
jersey.
Yeah,
Got the
yeah, yeah.
Outcast
I remember
shirts
that.
now with the
Outcast,
braid in the
really?
front. Then they got the Outcast in the back. I need one of those. Like
I like
immediately.
those
I
guys.
saw one yesterday. I need that. And so why not get with T.I. and have Grand Hustle? Grand Hustle is his label. You know, you
No,
have
I
Grand
agree.
Hustle
Yeah, I agree
and
with that.
you
Yeah.
know, and you put Grand Hustle in cooperation with the Hawks and everybody who Grand Hustle puts out. It's a lot of things you can do creatively in that in that marketing department that you can show the best of Atlanta and kind of show the different fabrics of things that kind of make up the city that everybody knows about and kind of can rally around. I think that's what it's all about. Oh, we got to go, Hope.
Already?
Yep, yep.
no, we
Yeah.
no, we got a what time? Oh, we got a few minutes because we started 05. Real quick, guys, real quick, just real quick. We'll talk about it again next week. Uh, we got Tua. We got a quarterback, Homer. I, we got Tua for like 1.3 million or something like that. I mean, and you're still on the hook for 10 mil for Kirk Cousins. You release him today. So, thoughts?
Well, just like I mean, just like we talk about Michael Penix, the same goes for this guy. Um, you know, if he's on the field, you know, he can help you,
Yeah,
but that's the
Mhm.
thing, right?
got to
How
be on the
durable
field.
is how durable? I mean, you know his injury
I don't know.
diagnosis, or we know what his situation is with the. I
Yes.
think he has concussions,
Yeah,
and he gets and he gets some. I don't know. Me personally, I just think it's a big risk, but they getting him for 1 million, so
Yeah.
yeah.
you know.
You're not paying any money for him. What you think about that, Lou?
Yeah. Repeat the question.
Tua is in Atlanta. The Atlanta
Oh
Falcons
yeah.
picked up Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, good luck with that one. I was
Yeah,
too to see me playing. I mean, really, he's never been that good. You still let him in. I mean, really.
yeah.
Well,
But
I
my
mean,
biggest problem is on my side because Geno Smith is coming back to the Jets. What a stupid move. Ugh.
Ooh, I heard about that,
Dumb,
Lou.
yeah, I
dumb.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that too, Lou.
Well,
Yeah,
just
that's
when
a
you thought
question.
we're gonna have another, just when you thought, see, we a turnaround, not this year.
Yeah, that was a big question mark on that one. I don't know.
I didn't
I don't
see
know
that
about
coming.
that
The
one.
Jets thinking
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
I didn't see that coming at all.
brain
At
dead,
all.
brain dead move.
At all. So we're gonna talk some more about this Falcon news and some of these pickups that we've had. I got some thoughts about those. We got a lot of depth in free agency, and we didn't pay a lot of money for it. So you got a lot of veterans that's coming into Atlanta at a lot of positions of need, which makes me think that our draft is going to be headed in a certain direction, which, in my opinion, I like. If it keeps going this way, I kind of like it. I'm gonna tell y'all next week why. So look, until then, Hova, anything before we close out with Luke?
uh, no, no, I think that's all we got, man. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
we're
gonna
gonna
we
see.
gonna roll. Hmm?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
we'll see what's going on with, we got these college basketball tournaments coming up, and
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Bread and
we'll see.
Hova. Bread and Hova brackets coming up, Lou. Bread and Hova brackets. So
Okay,
if you want to join, we urge you to go ahead and join it to be on ESPN. We do it every year.
that's true. We always
It's a
mess
lot
that
of
up, but
fun.
I'll see what I can do this time.
Yep. All right, Lou, take us home, man.
In Hand Sports Show, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number is 512-543-4662. We're going to cover the college basketball conference tournaments, my favorite time of year. The World Baseball
Yeah.
Classic. We'll keep tabs on the fifth or sixth golf major of the year, the Players Invitational. We'll also keep track on MLB, the MLB preseason. Still a lot of NFL news going around, so we'll take care of that as well, along with NBA and NHL and WWE/UFC wrestling. Our idiot of the week, sports trivia. This date in sports history. Of course, your thoughts and comments are always welcome, and of course, the inspiring story of the week. And last week, if you should tune in, I had an idiot of the week that came in kind of late, but I couldn't resist it because okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a sportscaster named Leon Hextall. She does NHL hockey.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Well, she did the ultimate stupid thing on national television. She was holding up a sandwich she got from the concession stand, and she was showing the camera. And guess what? She ate it while they were on the air. I'm like,
that's a no-no.
No, yeah, that is a no-no.
So,
that's a no-no.
Yeah.
You normally don't do that.
Because I play for the Flyers. Give me a break.
Yeah. Not good, Luke.
All right, and it's also another milestone show because I just remembered something. This marks 10 years since I first joined the internet podcasting outfit, the national level that is. So
awesome.
This is an anniversary week for me. This is
congratulations.
First week I joined.
Congratulations.
Not many people are aware of that. See, a lot of people don't keep track of their track record like I do. Then again, I'm nuts with numbers, so that's it right there. But it was 10 years ago this week. I stepped onto the national stage thanks to a young lady named Betty Cantley who got my national career started, and here I am 10 years later.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And August will be 10 years I hosted my first show. Oh boy.
Oh. Getting the years in, Luke.
Getting it in,
Yeah. So remember, it's 5. Okay, so remember 512-543-462. 4662 Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. If you thought February was crowded, March is going to be just as crowded in the sports world.
Yes, indeed. Thanks a lot, Lou. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
man.
Lou. Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
So we got here.
Yes, sir. And so we want to thank everybody for joining the show. We'll be back next week. Same bread time, same hover place. Until then, speak on it.
Speak on it. Yeah, I'm trying to.
We're going to talk about them Falcons and get it in. Know how we feel about that. And then we're going to speak on it next week. See ya.